Hi, it's Aaron with AIL.
Hi, Aaron.
I'm here to see Lindsay.
Yes, that's right.
Hi. It's all right if we sit here at the table? Cool. So how's your day been? Pretty good?
Really good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah? You enjoying the weather up here?
Super.
Yeah,
Definitely.
awesome. And have you lived here in this house for a while?
No, not so long.
Yeah? You renting?
Yep.
Yeah? You guys like it, you and your partner?
Yeah. For the moment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. And what's your partner's name?
Jay.
Jay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Jay. So I'll just get started. You know, I wanted to just deliver the things that you applied for. So you filled in that card for a child-safe kit. So have you heard much about what the child-safe kits are?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Well, what my job is because our company believes in protecting families and protecting children as well, number one. So I've got a couple things here for you. The first thing is the child-safe kit, of course, but I'm also going to deliver a family information guide that's for your family. So anything that happens to the parents is also a really bad situation for the child. So we want to protect both of you guys. So what I'll do first is just explain how the child-safe kit works. So this is an example of one that I'm giving you. So it's not filled in, but I'll show you the example one we've already got filled in, just so you can see how it looks. So the way this is designed is that if anything happens to your child, if they don't come home from school, if they go missing, God forbid they get abducted, or there's a major emergency, this is all the information the police are going to ask for, or the authorities are going to ask for. And normally it takes like 1 to 2 hours for the parents, especially in a panic, to get all this in place and write it down. So it saves a lot of valuable time. So filling it in accurately is important, which is why we deliver it. We want to make sure you know how to fill it in. So just to go through it real quick, you put your child's name here and any nicknames they have, because sometimes the children listen more to their nicknames than they do their normal names. And how old is your son now?
7.
7, okay. So he's probably very active, running around.
Definitely.
Do you ever lose him when you're out together?
Yeah, I do.
Running off? Okay. Well, it's another reason why this is good to have, maybe in your purse. But you can put down where he lives, of course. Hopefully they know where they live. So if they need to ask, a police officer for help or something like that, they can do that. Of course, you put their date of birth, birth certificate number, which lets the authorities know that they're a registered child in New Zealand.
Okay.
Also, you and your partner's names. And also there's an area there for their mates. So if he runs off from school, often they'll be with their friends.
Yeah. It's hard side.
Yeah, of course. And, worst case scenario, it's got details for the doctor, dentist, also their heights and weights, eye color, hair color, blood type. Do you know your son's blood type?
No.
Well, that's something you can get from your GP usually. Yeah, it's good to know. And any allergies or medication. Is your son on any allergies and medication stuff? Cool. So that's good. And you can fill that in on the left side. Now, very important, in the middle, you want to have a good picture of the child and keep it updated. So maybe once a year, because he's 7. School photos, you can put a copy of that in there. But it's not a good picture here with the dog. You want to have it with the child's face.
Okay.
So if someone needs to go searching for them, they can have a good idea of what they look like. And also the age of when they were in the picture and the date the picture was taken. Now anything on here that changes, try and fill in pencil. The things that don't change, like date of birth and stuff, use a pen. So you can update it once a year. And if you want to take fingerprints, you can. There's a little ink strip there that you just peel open. Just make sure you wash their hands real good, because they'll just get it all over the walls and the clothes and everything. But it's a fun little activity, but hopefully it's the only time your kid gets fingerprinted.
Yeah, definitely, he will be.
Yeah, but it is one thing that doesn't change as they grow up, is their fingerprints. So you can keep all of that information in one place. And of course on the back, it's got a few tips here for parents. Just have a read through those, just a couple helpful tips to help you keep them safe. Okay. And if there's any distinguishing things about your child, like scars or birthmarks or anything that can make them stand out, you can note that here, so it makes them easy to find as well if anything happens. And you put their name and stuff on the front. So any questions on how to fill that in?
No, you've done it all perfectly.
Cool. Pretty straightforward?
Pretty super straightforward actually.
Cool. Well, that's for you, and it's part of our service. So we want to give these to every family with children. So we are on a mission. Our company wants to make sure that every family that we see or every family that we work with has these for their children and grandchildren. So we do need your help. We do offer these to other families, and I know that you filled in the card because you were quite interested in those.
Yeah.
Do you think those are quite a good thing for parents?
Definitely something valuable to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what
Keeps mine as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's something you hopefully never have to use it, but
Yeah.
it is going to make things easier and a lot quicker to
Definitely
react
quicker.
if things happen. So I'll give you that as well. So the reason we need your help is because we do want all children to have this with their parents. So we do allow people that we see to extend this out to other families who maybe haven't heard of it or haven't had a chance to request them. So do you have any friends or family with children at the moment?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, do you have any brothers and sisters that live in Auckland as well?
Yes.
Do they have kids?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what is your oldest brother or sister's name?
Cameron and John.
Cameron? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll do is I'll write down Cameron and we'll make sure that we get those kits out to him.
Yes.
How many children does he have?
2.
2? Okay. Awesome. And who's next?
John.
John? Okay.
Yeah.
And whereabouts?
He's got 3 kids. And he's
3
in
kids.
Auckland as well.
Auckland as well. Cool. And who's next?
John A.
John A. Cool. Okay. Awesome. All right. So if you think of anyone else, I'll make sure we rewrite that stuff down for them and make sure they get those as well. And as part of our service, the only thing I need you to do is just let them know you've met Aaron today.
Yes.
They don't think it's some crazy American guy running around talking to everyone and delivering these kits, so they know why I'm coming. And I'll also make sure they get some of these other benefits, which I'll show you. So another thing that we offer as part of our service is called the Family Information Guide. Now I'm going to give one of these for you and your partner. But this allows you to put all of your information in a safe place as well and keep at home in case anything happens to you. So if something happens to you, that's probably a horrible time for your partner, your child, and this allows you to have your information ready if something happens. So you can put your information up here for you and your partner's information here. And we did mention your brothers and sisters and maybe your parents are still living as well. Anyone who needs to be notified if something happens to you, you can put that down. So who would probably be the 2 most important people who need to know if something happened to you if you had a major accident or passed away?
My mum and my dad.
Okay, so you can put down their names here, of course, where they live.
I know my partner will go first.
Well, of course, your partner.
Yeah.
But on top of that as well, if something happened to you, would it be right to say your partner would take care of your arrangements?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So if he is the one in charge, most likely, you put him down as well. So the first person that starts handling things, you know that it was that person, it was him. Now, you can also put down your will, where it's kept. Now, do you have a will at the moment?
No, not at all.
Okay, well this will help you make one if you decide to.
Okay.
And it works in like tandem with the will. It works alongside it. So this isn't actually a will, but this is all the information that you need to start off to get a will. So a lot of people don't realize there's a way to get them free. You don't necessarily have to pay. Some people have to feel like they have to rush to a lawyer and start paying legal fees and all sorts of things. Or the trust, the trust does it for free, the public trust. But if you go to get a copy or withdraw it later on, your family needs it, they do charge fees.
Okay.
So the free way to do that is get all of your arrangements and your wishes written down somewhere. You go to the Citizens Advice Bureau and they can draft it up for you with legal, the right legal wording. And then you take a copy of that. Yep, it's pretty cool. Take a copy of that to the courthouse when they have Justice of the Peace hours, where a Justice of the Peace can sign it for you. You sign it, and a witness goes with you, like a friend who's not part of the will. All 3 of you sign it, and it becomes a legal document. The courthouse can keep one, you keep one, maybe give one to your family trustee, your family lawyer, or your partner, and you've got a will. So if something happens, that's going to help you. So Don't need to pay for it, but this will help you start thinking about those things. Now, you've got a place for insurances and estate and stuff like that. Do you have any insurances?
With my work.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you can write down who has that or who holds that,
Okay.
how to get in contact with them. So if something happens to you, your family knows how to
That there's money there?
Yep.
Yeah.
and how to claim. So sometimes you're looking everywhere for who the policy's worth, you know?
Yeah, okay.
So,
That's understandable.
Yep. And also, if you have KiwiSaver or a company you use KiwiSaver with, of course, if you pass away, your family's going to need access to the funds. So you can put that there as well. And similar to the bank part, a lot of people bank with more than one bank. I mean, personally, I bank with like a couple banks. So you can put down where your accounts are held. Don't necessarily put account numbers because that's a bit too personal. You don't want your partner stealing it and being like, hey, I'm going to buy a box, you know, the account number on there. But it lets your family make sure they don't miss out on any funds. And lastly, you know, we're both pretty young, but we don't really want to think about a funeral. But you do have this area where you can pretty much specify what you want. So if something does happen, you know, depending on what your culture is, you might believe in funerals, earth burial, cremation, whatever that is. Personally, in my family, it's earth burial. So of course, I don't want my parents or my brother to cremate me if something happened, you know, and end up in some jar or something. But it's personally up to me. So I've filled that in for what I want. And so you can fill out your stuff. Your partner can fill out his. And if anything happens, someone knows sort of what you want. So you can fill this in your time after I'm gone. Just keep it in a safe place with your other papers. Do you have any questions on how to fill that in?
No, you've explained it thoroughly.
Cool. Do you think that's a pretty good thing for families?
Definitely, and it's free.
Yeah, it is.
The
It's
best thing.
all part of our service, that's
Yeah.
right. So any person you've sponsored, I'll make sure they get one of these as well.
Right.
But did you
I
have
need it as well.
Yeah. Did you have any older relatives maybe that could use one of these? Because we do offer these as well. You said your parents are still alive, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Hopefully they're live and kicking, coming around to help you out with things and spend the holidays together, right?
Yes.
Well, if you think they could use that, I can give them those as well.
Yes, that'll be good.
Cool. So I'll just get their names as well for you. And they both live in Auckland?
No, they're down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do have representatives all around New Zealand doing this sort of thing. So I'll make sure someone local can talk to them and deliver those as well. So I'll just note down where they live and go from there. Cool. So one other thing that we also offer as part of our service is we want to make sure everyone does have some protection in place. So I know you mentioned you do have some coverage at work, which is great. But I'm also here to sponsor you and give you a accidental coverage for no cost. This actually covers you and your partner individually for $1,000. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but if something happens to you in an accident and you lose your life, so it could be by way of a car crash, drowning, a fire, something like that, this would pay to your nominated person. And it's free for 1 whole year. After that, it's $1 a year. So you have to live 1,000 years to break even. But you can also increase it if you want. After the first year, you can increase it to $10,000 or $25,000. And it'd be $10 or $25 for a full year after that. So it's just another part of the service.
Yeah.
So I can fill these in for you today. Now, if something happened to you, would you want that $1,000 to go to your partner?
Yes, please.
All right, so I'll just fill that in. Cool, and your date of birth? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, the 5th of the 7th.
Cool, yep. And cool, fill that in for your partner as well. His date of birth as well, cool. And I'm sure he wants to leave that to you. No other girlfriends or
No,
anything,
no,
right?
better not be.
Good answer, that's right. Cool, and I just need each of you to just endorse the bottom there so we know who to pay if something happens. And I'll get those sorted for you. So just sign there if we can fill that in. Cool. All right, so I'll take those and get those processed for you so you're covered from today. And again, we do allow you to extend that out to other families. So the people that we'll see for the Child Safe Kit, I'll give these as well. So you can hit them up around Christmas time and say, hey, I gave you a $1,000 gift, you know? Make sure you buy me a present. So, yeah.
That's a good one.
Do that, yeah. So you can sponsor those people as well. So as you can see, we do like to offer a lot of benefits to everyone. We are in the protection business, so we believe in all these things, and they've all been designed for families like yourself. So one thing I do need to give you is, because I'm delivering these benefits to you today, and some of them are financial, I do need to let you know that I am registered with the government to talk to you about these things. So I'm not just a random guy running around.
Making up all this information.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it does tell you who I work for. So AIL is the company that's offering all these. So there's our details there. And my name is here, and this is my FSP license number. So it basically means that I've been checked by the government, and they've got me on a public register with that number. So you can look me up if you want to, and all of our contact details as a company are here. And to let you know, I'm allowed to talk to you about these benefits here, and who to contact if you have any questions. So I've been checked. I don't have any criminal records relating to financial crime or anything, and I'm not bankrupt. So I'll sign that and leave that with you, just to let you know that I have been checked. And if you don't mind, I'll just get another copy as well, signed by both of us, so they know that we both have gotten a copy. So you've gotten delivered a statement from me. So if you don't mind, I'll let you sign that one, and I'll take one and I'll leave one with you. Cool. Now, if anyone does offer you any financial advice or anything in the future, in most cases, you have to be registered with the government. So feel free, you can ask them for their disclosure statement, or ask them if they're registered. You know, by law, we all have to be registered. So just something for the future as well. So I'll put that aside. So one last thing as well, before I move on, is I want you to give us some feedback after our visit. So one thing my company has us do is fill out a report card. So I'll put this aside for the end, but it lets you rate our service, lets you comment on the things you thought were cool, you know, any benefits that stood out to you, and it helps us as a company kind of provide the service to other families. So, have you heard much about AIL until today?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, just
yeah.
kind of.
So I'm kind of like blown away actually.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty cool service. Like, definitely, I
can see.
enjoy it. Yeah, I like doing this with the families and out and about, and keeps me out of trouble. But we do a lot of things with families. So another main reason I'm here is to qualify you for other benefits too, because these are all the things that we try and offer everyone. But we also have a lot of other things that you can qualify for as well. So just before I go into those things, I want to make sure we can offer those to you. So I'm just going to ask you just a few basic questions just for this visit. Now, do you and your partner or your son have any health conditions?
Not that I'm aware of.
No?
Like flu?
No, nothing. No,
Okay.
minor sicknesses don't really matter too much because everyone kind of gets those. But anyone have any high blood pressure?
No.
Any heart conditions?
Not yet.
No.
No.
That's good. Any history of stroke
No.
within them, or any nervous system issues
No.
with your brain or anything? No. Besides normal stress, right? From
Yeah.
having a 7-year-old running around.
Right.
Anyone have hepatitis?
No.
Diabetes?
No.
Anyone have asthma?
No.
Okay. Alzheimer's?
No.
Yeah, that's the forgetful one where you forget things.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's what it is.
Sometimes I get made fun of, but I've got it. Anyone have cancer?
No.
And any other major illnesses or anything?
No.
Okay. And do you guys take any medication currently for any sicknesses or conditions? Normal painkillers?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, so. No.
Have you or your partner had any issues with alcohol or drugs? Where you've been in trouble, or the doctor said, hey, you know, look after your drinking or something like that?
No.
Nothing like that? Good. Have you had any arrests or DUIs?
DUI.
You have?
No, what's that?
Oh, like a drink driving?
Oh, okay, no.
No? Cool. Do either of you smoke cigarettes?
No. Oh, actually, Jay does every now and then.
Jay? Okay. So he has smoked some cigarette in the last year?
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. But you haven't?
No.
Okay, that's fine. And anyone used any marijuana in the last year?
No.
Cool. No major parties or anything?
No.
Cool. That's all good. You can say yes, but no.
But no.
Cool as. All right. Well, based on that, you do qualify for some other family benefits we offer. And I'm here just to show you those and just tell you how they work.
Okay.
So just to give you an idea of where we come from and how we offer these things, our company's been around for a while. So we were first established in 1924 by a man named Bernard Rappaport. And it was back in the States. I'm one of the few Americans that works for AIL, so you've got a yank with it. But I've lived here about half my life, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much Kiwi.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So there's only about 5 of us in the company, so the rest of us are Kiwis, like yourself. But we've been around New Zealand for a while. But as an entire organization, we are quite a big company. We work with 8,000 people around the world, 8 million. So that includes families like yourself, our unions that we work with. So we work with some of the biggest unions, like the Service and Food Workers, the EPMU, which are the engineers, all those groups combined, so it's quite a lot of people. And we've also been in New Zealand almost 20 years, working with families. So we're very happy to be rated A+, and we're real proud of that. So I just want to let you know what that means as well. This is a copy of our certificate, and it was just updated this year. We've always been rated A+, in the last 10 years as far as I know, that I've been involved with the company, and it's the second highest rating you can get. So this company here is an international company. They rate all insurance companies in the industry, and they give everyone a rating based on how strong they are financially. So we're rated the second highest. We're one of 4 companies in New Zealand that has an A+. And what that means to our customers is that we've got the money to pay our claims. So if all 8 million people passed away in one day, we have all the money to pay.
Pay them all out.
That's right. So we're not going to go out of business. We're not going to run away if there's an earthquake. We're one of the few companies that is still working in Christchurch, actively working with families. And it just means that we have the money to pay. So it's pretty important. We're not going to be on a fair go for Came Alive.
Okay.
Touch wood, we haven't been on it. So the program that you qualified for today is called the Hour Power Program. Now, have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay, well how it works is it's based on sort of an old principle or an old concept way of thinking where you put aside 1 hour of your income every week and it protects your family and provides for their future. So for most people, when we see them and they work a full-time job, it's 1/40th, so 1 hour out of 40. And we will use that to show you what you can be covered for with our benefits. Now, a lot of financial advisors will tell you to put aside 10% of your income. And these days, a lot of families don't. We have things like KiwiSaver and stuff, but 10% is pretty significant. So if we're talking only 1 hour out of 40, it's only like 3%. So it's quite a bit different, but we want to make sure you can get a lot of good things for that. So just to show you how our program works, I'm just going to show you an example here. So Lindsay, let's say you wanted to find a job, and let's say you had to, you're looking for a job, go to work, and you're offered 2 jobs. The only difference in the job is that one pays $700 and one pays $680. So only a difference of $20. Which job would you choose based on that?
Job 1.
Job 1. I would as well. More money, right?
Right.
Exactly. But what I'm going to show you is that these 2 jobs do have some differences besides the pay. Job 2 is going to have a bunch of benefits for you and your family, and job 1 doesn't. So the first.
Well, never mind it. No.
Well, yeah, now wait, job 2. But let's say you do have something happen to you later on. You die of an illness later on in life or old age. Job 1's not going to have anything for your family. But job 2, for that difference in that $20, is going to make sure your family gets $30,000 from you passing away. And what that's mainly for is to make sure you can have money for a funeral and pay all the bills that are left behind. Because usually that's what happens if someone passes away, there's a lot of money involved. So job 2 is going to make sure your family gets that. Now, if there's an accident, an auto accident, or a vehicle accident that kills you, you're going to also be covered for something in job 2, but job 1 doesn't have anything. So if there's an accident where you lose your life, so it could be, like I mentioned, drowning, act of God, like struck by lightning, earthquake, house on fire, or something like that. That's an accident. Something heavy falling on you and crushing you. You would be paid $60,000 to your family through job 2. If it's in an automobile, where that's a private vehicle on or off the job, you or your partner's driving, or your friend, you'd be covered for $90,000. And if you pay a fare, so that could be a ticket like on a boat, a train, a plane. Don't rush to buy cheap tickets on Malaysia Airlines. I don't know if you end up where you want to go, but if something happened in one of those vehicles where you bought a ticket, job 2 would give your family $180,000. And like I said, nothing in job 1.
Next job I chose.
Yeah, so it's looking a little different now, eh?
Super.
Now, you have a 7-year-old son, but if you have future children, they will all be covered under job 2, and each of them will be covered for $10,000 up to the age of 21, when you hopefully kick them out of the house and say, you're an adult
Definitely kick them out of the house.
And, of course, job 1 doesn't really have anything for the kids or the family, and that's if anything happens to them and they pass away. Now, if you have an accident, those accidents can happen all the time, on or off the job, traveling, doing hobbies, playing sports, whatever. If someone goes to hospital for an accident, usually they can't work. So job 1 would probably say, hey, go to ACC and see if you can work something out with them. But under job 2, it doesn't matter if you claim ACC or have other benefits. They're also going to make sure every full day you're in hospital, you would be able to claim $300 per day. And yep. And if it's
in
5,
hospital.
Yep, for 5 days, $1,500 basically each day. And that's just from an accident, of course. But if it's a major accident, you'll be put into intensive care, which is more serious. So your life's threatened, you got 24-hour care. They will actually increase that benefit to $600 a day. And this covers you, your partner, and your child. So anyone who gets hurt in your family, job 2 will make sure they're covered. Now, minor injuries happen all the time. I'm sure you can think of 5 things in the last probably month that have happened in your family.
No, I can actually.
Yep, getting burned, getting bruises, cuts, whatever.
Falling off the veranda.
Yeah, jumping on the trampoline if you have one and the kid falls off, that type of thing. So, job 1 doesn't have anything for that, but if you do have an accident, one of those things happens, you probably have to go to A&E or the doctors, or you might go to hospital, but not for a full 24 hours. You can still get covered for that for $50 each time.
Wow.
Yep. Now also, we cover job 2 wants to make sure that if they do have to lay you off or let you go because of financial reasons, make you redundant, that you can keep these for up to 3 months for free. Job 1 is hopefully going to write you a nice letter and say she was a good employee, but we had to let her go, and say goodbye. Nothing there for you. And for some of the people we work with who are in our unions, this can be more of a thing that could happen, but let's say at work you do go on strike, or you're prevented from working because of a strike, you actually can get all these benefits up to 1 year for free because of that. Nothing in job 1. And lastly, if you have a major illness and the doctor says, I'm very sorry, but you don't have very long to live, you've got less than a year to live, you can withdraw half of that coverage here for your family through job 2, and job 2 will give you that to pay for your bills, organize things, maybe get some things done off your bucket list, and go from there. So, based on all of that, which job do you reckon you'd choose now?
I'll choose job number 2.
Job 2. That's what most families I see say.
Yeah, wow.
I would certainly do.
We're Sean Hall, that's first.
That's
I
right.
doubt that would go to job 1.
Yeah. So, not really a trick, but just to show you how it works.
Right.
And really, that's what AIL does offer the families, is job 2. So what I want to do is show you what your job 2 looks like, based on what your situation is. And of course, we're going to base it on the hour power concept. So what is an hour of your income based on a week? So is it correct that you work 40 hours a week at the moment?
Yes.
Yep. So what would be sort of an hour rate for you?
$20.
$20?
Yeah.
Okay. So my job is to keep it at 20 because we want to make sure it stays within this. And I'm going to show you what your program looks like for your family.
Okay.
So you mentioned you're 30, right?
Correct.
And you don't smoke?
No.
Now Jay's had an odd cigarette here and there.
Yeah.
So I will have a different rate for him because he's counted as a smoker.
Okay.
But after a full year of him not smoking,
full year.
Yep,
Right.
he actually can get a lower cost.
Okay.
And how old is he?
He's 30 as well.
Okay, well 30, eh?
Yeah.
Who's older?
He is.
By a couple months maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You've got one child.
Child.
So I'll just work out the rates here real quick based on your $20
Okay.
and show you what your program looks like. So, okay. Just get that off of my book here. Cool. All right, so this is what your program is going to look like. Now, the first thing that you're covered for under this program is your final expenses funeral benefit. So this, like I showed you in the example, this amount is going to go to you if you pass away for anything in the future. So it could be for illness, could be for sickness, old age, anything like that. Once you're accepted.
Dying.
Yep, just dying
Okay.
later on. This is the minimum amount that would come to your family. So for you, Lindsay, if something happened to you, your family would receive $30,000. And if something,
30,000.
yep, $30,000.
For that $20.
Yep, it's based on the $20 a week, and also your partner's covered too. So he's going to get $28,000. Now, the reason he gets a little bit less is women are valued more in AIL.
That's right.
And I know that's we're all supposed to say that's right, but it's because you guys live longer than us,
Okay.
and probably because we're asked to do a lot of chores and take out the trash,
So you
fix
say.
the gutters, and hey, that's all good. We do them because we love the ladies, we love our partners. But you guys live a little longer, so if you do want me to change that, I can. But
Okay.
you're both going to be covered for any type of illness or sickness or death later on that causes you to pass away. And of course, your child is covered as well. So he's covered for $10,000, and he's covered up to the age of 21. Now, once he turns 18, he's an adult legally in New Zealand. So
why is he still covered for 21? Until he's 21?
It's just part of our program. We do keep it going after 18.
Wow.
But from 18 to 21, because he's an adult, you can actually make this into his own policy.
Okay.
And if you want him to have his own, we allow you to increase that to $50,000 of life cover with no health questions. So unfortunately, when kids are growing up, sometimes they can develop health conditions and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're covered under you as the parents, we, as a company, guarantee that they can get insurance later, up to the age of 21. So that's
Wow.
pretty important, and we call that the guaranteed insurability option. And that is, as long as they're 18 to 21, they can do that. And also you get a letter from us right before they turn 21 to say
Oh, that's good.
they can, and just to remind you. And you can change that whenever you like. So these are the amounts you're covered for, and I base that on the program at $20 a week. Now the best thing about it is, once you're approved and everything, and we do all of the numbers for you, that amount's always going to stay the same. It's always going to be $20 a week. Yep.
Even in 10 years' time.
Right? 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, we're going to cover you for those amounts, and it's always going to be $20 a week. But we do have a catch. We cover you up to a certain age.
Okay.
What do you think that age is at AIL, at our company?
So I'm 30 years.
Yep.
And 80.
80? Not a bad guess. Higher.
Higher.
Yep.
900.
100. Very good. We actually cover you higher than that. 120 for the adults. It's pretty
That's
good.
$20 in
Yep.
this amount.
That's right. So anytime up to age 120, if you pass away, you are covered for that. And
If I pass away.
well, you
I would
might,
not like to live longer than 120.
maybe it will.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
medical science will get better, and we'll be all living to 150, and we have to change our policies, maybe. But it's always going to stay the same. Based on that amount, you're covered up to age 120, and it's always $20 a week.
Wow.
So, based on all the things you've told me. So, we also do cover you for accidents as well. So, if you have an accident that kills you, you'll be covered for more. And of course, you've got your little gift certificates as well to add in there as well. But another thing I wanted to show you that goes in, that works together with the funeral amount, is what we call the freedom of choice. Now, this is a little something we've designed to go with this program, and it's a certificate. This is just a little version of it. Now, what that certificate allows your family to do is, if you pass away, you know that that money is going to the family, right? The family knows that they're going to have that paid to them. But if you need to organize a funeral and go to the funeral home, when do they often want the money to organize things?
Straight away.
Straight away, right? They want a deposit, or they want you to say, here, this is the amount of
Well,
money.
I want them to have it straight away. And
Yeah.
so, I don't know what, who knows, they better not want the money straight away. No.
Well, that's true, but sometimes they have different things they ask you to do, and of course, peace of mind, you want to make sure it's taken care of, right? So what this certificate allows your family to do is, let's say you pass away, your partner can take the certificate, he fills it in and signs it because the money's going to him, and after he gets his quote from the funeral home, he can assign however much money out of that he wants to the funeral home, sign it, give him the certificate, and the certificate will go to the funeral director. Now they call us directly at our office, head office here, and they will say, look, I've got the certificate here, freedom of choice for Lindsay. I want to confirm that she's got a policy with you. We will say, yep, everything is going to be processed, and they will know that because you've got a policy with us, they will be paid. And AIL will pay the funeral home directly for that amount. So your family doesn't have to run around with a check. They also are protected from the funeral home possibly saying, oh, you have a policy? Oh, well, this is how much the price is, because they know you've got money coming, right?
Right.
So we will not divulge to them. We won't tell them what your claim is as well.
That's
So
good.
family can
Okay.
assign however much they want. They might only want to pay 3/4 of it or whatever. You can assign whatever you want. So that takes care of the emotional part of the funeral and having to worry about
That's
the money.
great.
Yep. So it's pretty special, and we
Yeah.
have that as part of this. And of course, this takes care of the financial part. So if you have an accident though, that's a more sudden type of thing. So that could be drowning, could be someone, king hitting you. That's an accident. That type of crazy stuff can happen. Any type of accident that kills you, you're all covered. You would be covered for $50,000. Your partner would be covered for $48,000. And God forbid anything happens to your son, he's covered for $14,000. Now, this is all still included in the same cost, $20 a week. If it's in an automobile, that is more serious again, and it's on the roads that, Auckland are not the best roads or the best traffic or drivers even.
That's
A lot of
right.
crazy drivers around.
Heaps of crazy drivers.
So you are covered for $70,000 if an automobile accident kills you, and that's where you're driving, your partner's driving, friend's driving. $68,000 for your partner, and $18,000 for each child, your child. And another thing I didn't mention is if you do have more children, I don't know how you two feel about that, but they're always going to be included, and it's not going to change the price. So they can actually be covered.
So my next child will be covered in that $20 as well.
That's right, the price will not change. And it doesn't change if you have one child or 10 children. It's always the same. But probably not rushing to have 10 kids.
No.
It'd be a madhouse. So you're all covered for accidents in an automobile that could cause you to lose your life. And also, like I mentioned in the example, any vehicle you travel in that you pay a ticket. So boat, train, plane, taxi, limousine maybe, you want to ride in style. You are covered because you pay for it. So it's almost a form of travel insurance pretty much, because as you're traveling in those things, you would be paid, your family would be paid if you happen to die in one of those vehicles. So $130,000 for you, $128,000 for your partner, and $30,000 for your son. And all of those, again, all included in the program. $20 a week. Now, these are all the extreme things that can happen. People passing away or getting killed. So we want to make sure you have benefits while you're alive, while you're healthy. Obviously, you three are pretty healthy, and you're working. So this is where you're very active as well. So we have a set of living benefits, which can cover you if things happen while you're alive. So if you have any type of accident, now that's not a sickness or illness, but it could be something like getting cut, needing stitches, broken bones, sports injuries, anything like that, or even at work. If you get hurt, you're covered for every full day you're in hospital, $200 a day. And that covers both you, your partner, and also your son. And it could happen at school. Kids get hurt at school as well. So if you're in the hospital for a full week, that is actually $1,400 a week. which is a lot more than some families make.
Yeah,
But we believe in these benefits for the family, because that'll certainly pay your bills if you can't work, right?
Definitely.
And it also covers you up to 1 year. Now, it's maybe not common that people are in the hospital for a year,
I hope not.
but if you are, it covers you full year. Now, if it's more serious, and often this will be like a serious car crash or something where someone's in intensive care, you do have a double benefit. So it's $400 a day, and that's for the first 2 weeks. So that does cover you up to a year, but if you're in intensive care in the hospital after 2 weeks, you're still covered. It just goes down to $200. But for intensive care, it's $2,800 a week. Quite a lot of money there to go to in case something happens. And also, minor injuries happen all the time. So, broken bones, cuts, bruises, that type of thing. Kids falling off the monkey bars, hitting their head, that type of thing happens. So if you do go to the emergency room, we call this the emergency benefit, or an emergency visit to the doctor, or you don't spend a full day in hospital, you still have a benefit you can claim. It's $25 per accident, and each of you can claim that 3 times a year per person. So that's up to $75 per year for each person. And the only requirement is to make sure you get treated from that accident within 3 days. So don't put it off. Us guys like to sleep it off and say, oh, I don't want to go. But if something happens, make sure you do, because you can claim on that. Now, we also talked about being made redundant. So if you do lose your job, if you've been there a full year, you can actually keep this protection for your family for free for up to 3 months. And also, if you go on strike, up to a year, you're covered. Now, the best thing about it is it does last what we consider a lifetime. Like I said, 120, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, anywhere in the world. So you don't have to. Yep, you don't have to claim it in New Zealand. If you're traveling to Aussie or America, Canada, wherever, you're covered. Some companies actually don't cover you if you're overseas.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so we make sure you're covered anywhere. And as far as I know, if you got bit by a seal in Antarctica, you'd be covered, because it's anywhere. And also, all the benefits are tax-free.
And tax-free.
Yep. So what you see is what you get. Once you're covered, you don't have anything deducted from it. And if you make claims, it doesn't change your premium either. So you're always going to have the same cost.
So all of this for that?
Yep. For the whole family, you're all covered under all of these things. And it's $20 a week. Now, I know you probably want a little bit of time to think about it with your partner or discuss it. So what I'm going to do is just go outside. I promised my next family I'd give them a call as well.
Yeah, cool.
So you guys have a look and come up with some questions for me when I return.
Come in.
Cool.
Cool.
So Lindsay, did I give you and your partner enough time?
Yes, definitely.
Cool. Did you guys understand everything in there?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But we still don't understand how it's still $20 forever and all these figures.
Well, that's pretty much one of the great benefits about it. We basically lock it in at the age you are and the health you are when you enroll with us, and we make sure that it stays the same price. So this price is based on what you told me today. So the fact that you guys are 30 each, he smokes, but he has had a cigarette in the last year and you don't. So that all affects your price. And of course, you being female, him being male, that affects that. But I've built this all to cover all 3 of you and based it on 20 a week. So that's pretty cool. That's what a lot of families like about it, because they know it's always going to be the same.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Now, based on that figure though, would that amount fit your budget?
Definitely.
$20 a week?
Yeah.
Okay, well the main reason...
No worries.
Cool. Well, the main reason I asked that is because we want to make sure you do have it when you need it. So as long as that number is comfortable for you, that's good. That means I've done my job to help you.
Yes, thank you very much.
It. Cool. So what we do with the families is we try and get you covered straight away.
Okay.
Because if anything happens after I leave, we want to make sure you can claim these benefits. So what we do with our families is we do collect the first month premium to cover you for the first 30 days. And there's a one-off $5 application fee that's just paid once. So the total to get you and your family covered today is $91.67. Now, will that be an issue to get you guys covered today?
Today, yes. Not tomorrow though.
Yep.
So that's alright.
Yeah, so, I mean, if we did the paperwork today, would you be able to pay that?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow? Okay.
I have the money tomorrow.
Oh, great. Well, what we can do...
Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Okay, great.
I just want to make sure you do have these benefits straight away.
Yeah, I'll have them straight away, but...
Yeah. Okay. Well, what we'll do is I'll book an appointment to come back
Cool.
and sort out the paperwork for you, and that's all you need to pay for your first one. And then after that, we allow you to choose how you want to pay. You can pay weekly, fortnightly, monthly. If you choose weekly or fortnightly, we use a service that gives you that convenience, and you can choose whatever day of the week you want. So let's say you get paid on a Wednesday, you can actually choose it to go out every Wednesday, weekly or fortnightly as well. There's a small billing fee to do that, but that's up to you. Monthly, there's no billing fees, and we'll get you sorted. So once you do the application with us tomorrow and pay your first payment, you guys are all covered. So the minute I leave, after that, you can claim on these benefits straight away.
Tomorrow?
Yep. And of course, anything like this happens, you're covered as well.
We don't have to wait 12 months?
Nope. There's no stand down. And we honor these benefits the minute you sign with your first payment.
Really?
Yep. So I'll book a time. Is 6 o'clock tomorrow night?
Yes,
good?
Perfect.
Okay. So I'll just write down 6 p.m. Wednesday. And what I'll do is I'll give you that to just keep at home.
Yep.
And just to remind you I'm coming back tomorrow, and I'll give you my card as well. So if you have any questions or you need to reschedule that time, please give me a call. My cell phone number's there. And we'll go from there.
Cool.
Any questions? Anything else on there for me?
No, not at all. Well, not at the moment.
Yep. Well, I'm sure you might think of something, but feel free to have those ready for me tomorrow.
Still doesn't feel real.
You're like, where's the catch?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there a catch, by the way?
No, that's just the way we structure our programs for families.
Wow.
So I look forward to seeing you at 6 tomorrow, and I'll return.
We look forward to seeing you too.
Great. And I'll bring all the stuff we need. Cool. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.